Okay, welcome back to the next installment of lessons here in Atoms, Elements and Compounds. Sub part is 2.2 Atomic Structure and Periodic Table. The learning outcomes we'll concentrate on today's lesson is as follows. Define the proton, otherwise known as atomic number, sometimes mass number, as the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. That's the definition according to the 0620 syllabus. The next learning outcome we're looking at in the core syllabus, define mass number, also known as a nucleon number. Sometimes they say atomic mass number, depending which textbook you are referring to. It's the total number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. Let's begin. Pose some questions as per usual. Let's have a look to see what you understand. You may already have a working knowledge already. I'm not too sure, but we'll just say these just the same so you can then sprout the answers on a piece of paper or in your mind. Define what is meant by the term proton or atomic number of an element. Second question I'd like to pose is define what is meant by the term mass number or nucleon number, sometimes known as the atomic mass number of an element. What is meant by that term? And the third question, if you know those previous two, you should be able to do this already if you've got that knowledge. How can we work out the number of electrons or neutrons in an atom or a graphic representation of one, or a diagram of an atom? So how can we work out those essential numbers? So here's some knowledge and understanding that you need to know to be able to answer those questions. We have here the nucleon number. We know it as the mass number or atomic number is equal to the number of protons here. So I'll just underline here. Sorry, protons here. Plus the number of neutrons. So that's the mass number. We can find these two numbers in the periodic table. So you'll be given a periodic table. It would be better if you could memorize the first 20, which we will in the next short lesson. Here's the next bit of knowledge and understanding you need to understand and commit to memory. The proton number, otherwise known as the atomic number, is just simply the number of protons in an atom, or you can also say it's the number of electrons in an atom that is of a neutral charge. It's different when it becomes an ion. We'll have a look at that in a bit more detail in the upcoming slides. Okay, for 4 atoms, they are a neutral charge. Reason being, they have the same number of protons, which is equal to the same number of electrons. So if protons have 5 protons and we've got 5 electrons here, they cancel out to give you overall charge of 0. So all atoms have a neutral charge. So here we're looking at a representation of an atom here. If you know your elements already, C stands for carbon. Here, the bottom number here is the atomic number, or otherwise known on the syllabus, proton number. Here's the mass number at the top, or otherwise known as the nucleon number. Nucleon number. So that's the new sort of vocab we're using for this topic. What does that tell us? Carbon atom has 6 protons. Carbon atom has 6 electrons, as per the previous knowledge and understanding. And if we work out the number of neutrons, it's simply the larger number subtract the smaller number. So it's the nucleon number subtract the proton number, or the mass number subtract the atomic number, and that is 12. Take away 6 and we get 6 as your answer. How many of each particle will a sulfur atom have? So you can refer to your periodic table, or if you already know it, here it is. This could be an element. Here you can see the atomic number is 16, the atomic mass here is 32, or our new definition, the nucleon number is 32. And the proton number down here, the smaller number, is 16. So what do you think is the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons? Let's see. So a sulfur atom will have 16 protons as per definition. Remember, the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons for a neutral atom. A sulfur atom will have 16 electrons as that per definition. To work out the number of neutrons, you simply subtract the large number, which is 32, from the small number, 32, the nucleon number, take away the 16, and you get 16 neutrons as per answer here. If you got that correct, you're well on the way of having a good understanding how to work out the numbers of each subatomic particle in an element. Note, you can identify an atom by the number of protons in it. What does that mean? You can see number 16 here. Look it up, periodic table, it is sulfur. So every atom has an equal number of protons and electrons and no overall charge. You can also identify an atom, if I just draw something here, by looking at the number of electrons. So if we had 2, 8, 1 here, and that's a nucleus, I'll just say capital N, not for nitrogen. You just add those up, 2 plus 8 plus 1, that's number 11. And if you have a look at that, number of electrons is 11, number of protons is 11, so therefore that is sodium. Okay, we're going to have a quick 5 to test your knowledge and understanding here. I hope you've been absorbing it like a sponge. If not, well, you learn from your mistakes. Don't be too disheartened. Number 1, name all the main particles that make up an atom. Remember to pause, have a go at answering it. It's part of your learning process. Please do so. Number 2, which particle has a positive charge? B, no charge. C, almost no mass. Wow. Question 3, why do atoms have no overall charge? Oh, why don't they have no overall charge? What could it possibly be? Number 4, what does the term nucleon number mean, or mass number, or otherwise known as atomic mass number? And the last question I pose to you in this quick 5, name each of these atoms and say how many protons, electrons, and neutrons it has. So you can see here, we've got O for oxygen, if you don't already know, and then we've got Al for aluminium. Use your periodic table to help you out, or if you already know your first 20 elements, you already know that the symbol capital O is oxygen and the symbol capital A, little l, is aluminium. Have a go at these questions. Answers to follow shortly. Okay, here are the answers. I hope you've gone through it. Number 1, name the particles that make up an atom. You've got protons and neutrons that are found in the nucleus atom, and you've got electrons orbiting the nucleus of an atom in the form of electron shells. Number 2, which particle has a positive charge? That'll be a proton. Which has no charge? That's a neutron. And which has almost no mass? That's an electron. Answer to question 3, why do atoms have no overall charge? Basically, we have an equal number of protons and electrons, which gives an atom a neutral charge. Answers to question 4, what does the term nucleon number mean? Here is the total number of protons and neutrons in an atom, or at the nucleus of an atom. Remember, that's where the bulk of the mass of an atom is, within the core of the nucleus of an atom. So far, with our knowledge and understanding of what an atom actually is. Question 5, here using that is your proton number, that is your proton number, so we can work out 8 protons, 8 electrons, then we just do the large number, take away the small number, that's 16, take away 8, which gives us 8 neutrons. Here again, knowing the rules, 13 protons for, 13 protons for a neutral atom, therefore that's also equal to number of electrons. And then we work out the large number, which is 27 here, that's the nucleon number, take away the proton number, take away 13, and we get 14 neutrons in the nucleus. Well done if you got those correct. Great stuff. Give yourself a high 5. Remember, if you made any mistakes, to learn from them.